If you tell me to shut the fuck up, I will send Jesus after you. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Rafael and I'm here to review episode 7 of the real Google searches of Salt Lake City. So we start the episode off with Whitney and she's calling everybody on the cast to see if they want to participate in her snow tubing trip that she wants to plan. She calls Heather first. Heather's like, yeah, I'm down to go. I'm completely down to go. As long as I can make time to talk about my daughter's sex life, I'm okay to go on this trip. And then she calls Jen. Jen is like, you know what? I think this will be a nice little getaway trip for me because I think the police are patrolling outside of my house and I feel like they're ready to come in and arrest me any second. So this will be a nice little escape while I'm still free. And then she calls Angie. Angie, of course, before she even picks up the phone, she's like, yes, I'm down for anything. I'm down for anything. Please just add me in whatever scenes you want to talk about. I mean, you could talk about the wall and I'm going to be right there. Please, I need another chance at a snowflake for next season. So Angie says she's down and then she calls Mary. Mary just goes straight to voicemail. Of course it would. I mean, she's probably busy baking cookies or something. And then she calls Heather, but as it's ringing, Whitney notices something on the ground. And for a second, I'm like, is the snow coming into the house or is it melting or something? But it ends up being her dog Rocky's pee on the floor. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cute. So then we get Lisa and she's picking up her son from school and he gets into the car and she's just like, hey, baby gorgeous. How are you, baby gorgeous? How are you? Yes. How was school, baby gorgeous? Yes, my baby love. What do you want to eat? Do you want Wendy's? I kind of want Wendy's too. I kind of like their lemonade and their chicken nuggets, but I really like their crispy chicken sandwich. What do you think, baby love? What do you think, baby cakes? Do you want to go? Okay, let's go there. Maybe we could go to Del Taco after. What do you think, baby muffin? Okay, let's go. Okay, we're gonna go, my baby bear. Wait, so tell me about what's been going on at school. And then for a second, I thought that the kid had cursed at his mom or dropped the F-bomb or something because they bleeped something out. I'm like, damn, is this how we start a conversation with our mom after school? But it was because he said the kid's name at school that was bullying him and he's having an issue with him. And, Lisa's just like, it's okay, baby love. We're going to teach you how to, beat somebody's ass at school. And the kid is like, okay, mom, let's just go get food. And I think they head out to a Wendy's, which I was shocked. I'm like, there's a Wendy's in Salt Lake City? I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I thought that, they're just in the middle of snow. And I just assumed that they eat like icicles and muffins or something. But, apparently there's a Wendy's and, her son and Lisa, they share a love over that. And then not even 10 minutes into the show, we get a scene between Jenny and Dewey. And I'm thinking, can't we save this for the middle of the episode or somewhat towards the end? Because I'm trying to enjoy the Salt Lake City scenery with the snow in the mountain, the creepy hollow music playing every 5 seconds. But no, we get Jenny and Dewey right away. And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a cute little date night or a cute date because they go to this oyster place. And maybe, Dewey's going to apologize for what he said to Jenny last week and take back what he said. But this time he's like, you know what? No, I put my left foot in my mouth last week, but I think I still have space for the right foot. So I'm going to put that in my mouth as well because as they're sitting down, they're talking, they're enjoying their oysters and their martinis. And then Jenny brings up the conversation of, oh, so you want to have more children again. And I'm like, Jenny, why would you bring that up if you know it's a sensitive subject for you, knowing that his answer is probably going to be yes, And Dewey's like, yeah, I want more children. I mean, it's not going to change. I mean, that's what I want. And his best excuse was, one of my patients, he has 40 children and 5 wives. And I'm like, what? Like, Dewey, that cannot be your best explanation or best reasoning for it. I mean, 5 wives and 40 kids. Can you imagine? I mean, oh my goodness, how would the weekends work? Or like, how would holidays work? That's insane to me. I mean, I guess I want to see the child support. But that's extreme. That's a lot, but that's his best excuse. And I'm like, you really want to put your wife through something like that? And he's just continuously being an asshole to her. Like, he's just like, no, I want more children. I know what I want. I know what I want. And she's like, well, I feel like you get like this every time March comes around because that's the time of the month that their child had passed away. And, he gets a little bit vulnerable around that time. So I'm just like, okay, Dewey, like I said last week, I know you want a child and you think that's what you need to fill the emptiness and the hole in your heart. But honestly, it's not. And it's therapy probably, just like Jenny said, because, okay, again, you're going to have a child and then what? You're going to want another one once around. Okay, let's say he has a child, right? Let's say he gets a child with Jenny and Jenny agrees, like, okay, fine. They get a child, and then the next month, next March comes around, Dewey's gonna start feeling empty again, and he's gonna be like, you know what? even though this child is new, March is around the corner, and now I'm feeling that missing void again. And then you're gonna want something else. So again, you're not gonna heal from that unless you go to therapy or seek some type of help, or deal with it on your own first. Because I don't think you necessarily want a child. I think that either one, this is a storyline, or two, you're just trying to, fill that missing hole that you have because of your child's death. And Jenny starts crying, and she's like, I just can't believe that you're not accepting what I'm telling you. And he's just not having it. And I'm like, damn, Dewey, like you're really going all the way with this, huh? Like you're just not gonna put the brakes on this idea at all. He also mentions that having multiple wives and sister wives in Utah is now legal now, and maybe they should look into that. And she's like, but I don't want to share you. I don't want to share my husband with nobody else. And again, Jenny, I mean, he's giving you all these type of red flags. I mean, he's giving you the Six Flags, and I'm not talking about the theme park. He's giving you so many flags, and you're still not listening. And if I was you, I would have been like, you know what? Okay, here, you enjoyed this oyster. Let me get the dirty martini, splash. Let me get your extra dirty martini, the one that's extra filthy, splash. And here's the divorce paper. Like, that's it. I would have called the waiter, like, waiter, can you just, I know you probably have a computer somewhere back here. Can you just type up some divorce paper so I can, give it to my husband, because he's delusional right now. Because Jenny, absolutely not. And if this is a storyline and you're also being a part of it and going along with this mess, I don't know what to tell you. Like, both of you are clowns if that's the case. And speaking of divorce, we get Meredith and Zeph, and they're going out to eat together. Meredith is already at the table. Zeph, he comes in at a 10, as if he took like 3 shots of who knows what before he came to film. Because as he's sitting down, the waiter comes over and he's like, oh, can I interest you in these shots? If you trust me. And Zeph is like, oh yeah, if it helps me, unlock the lock later. And I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a sexual joke or whatever to Meredith, but I'm like, Zeph, I don't know. This is your second sexual joke that, kind of lands all wrong and kind of creepy vibe to it. Because, he said a similar joke or a similar comment like this, I think it was him, at boys' night with all the other husbands, and now he's just making everything sexual. I'm like, okay, Zeph, I get it. It's your wife, but, she's trying to have a serious conversation with you. And Meredith, you could just tell that she's just so annoyed. She's like, yeah, give us the shots. And they just don't have any chemistry together. I don't know why they just don't let go of each other and, call it a day, because Zeph is he seems like he's too immature and too wild for her, and she's just more calm and, just so relaxed and smooth about herself. I just don't feel like they have any chemistry. This date was kind of like a high school date. Like, oh, this is the first time we're meeting outside of school, and I'm kind of nervous and I don't know what to say. That's the vibe that they give me, but they shouldn't give me that vibe because they've been married for who knows how long and they have a child between them. And Meredith is just trying to tell him, I feel kind of stressed and I just want your support. And again, he's just being nasty. He's just like, oh yeah, I'll support you, as long as you have your Mother Nature breast in front of me, and I'm going to support you as long as I'm naked. And I'm like, you see, Zeph, why can't you just have a serious conversation with your wife? Like, you have to continue being a pig this entire conversation. And she's just awkwardly laughing like, Zeph, I'm serious. I want you to help me out with Brooks or something. I need you to be there for me, because we need the storyline for next season. And if not, I don't know if I can really stay with you, any longer. So I need you to calm the fuck down. I need you to calm down. Yeah, calm down. But again, he's just like, yeah, let's get naked. Let's take our clothes off. I can only imagine how he was when he was younger. He was probably the complete fuckboy. I mean, he's probably still a fuckboy now, but again, there's no chemistry there. There's no chemistry there. And I'm sick and tired of all these trash ass husbands in Salt Lake City. I mean, Jenny and Meredith, just separate your husbands. I mean, or Meredith, at least tell Zeph to calm the fuck down a bit. He's always at a 10. And he just comes off as if he's trying too hard. And I don't really think you have to do much. You just have to listen to your wife and maybe, reconnect or something. But again, just like I said, both of them have always given me from the first season's vibe that they're just together for a storyline, and that's unfortunate. So then we head over to Heather at Dexter's laboratory, and she's throwing a huge party for her 5 or 6 employees that they all gave birth at around the same time and got pregnant around the same time. And by chance, they all had boys. And I'm like, what kind of witchcraft is going on at your place, Heather? But regardless, the party is cute. You know, they all got matching gifts, matching sets of everything. And then Jen shows up. I believe Sarah Paulson also shows up. Whitney shows up. And, you know, they're all having a good time. It was cute, you know, to see all the babies lined up. Oh, they were so adorable. One of them, I think they dropped the cake on the floor. That whole piece of cake just straight to the floor. And, you know, Heather, she was laughing, but she was dying on the inside. She was just like, is that cake on the floor at my place of business? That's coming out of your paycheck. Oh, that's so cute though. Take a picture of it. Take a picture. And then, you know, as they're talking, Whitney and I believe Angie, they start taking shot after shot after shot. I'm like, damn, at a baby's birthday party? But I mean, I'm with it. But Angie, I was just watching her closely. I'm like, you're taking too many shots. And, you know, I keep seeing her take shot after shot after shot. And each shot is like a different color. I'm like, oh, is that Fireball? But she's taking them in her black leather pants, or plastic pants, I should say. And Whitney, of course, she brings up the situation that happened last week at the restaurant with Lisa and Audrey, who I'm pretty sure right now as we speak, she's probably in her kitchen crying like, I messed up. I should have tried harder, or I shouldn't have made it so obvious. You know, maybe I would have had a snowflake, or at least half a snowflake, or a piece of snow or something for next season. But now I have to be in this damn kitchen at this damn restaurant instead of being on TV, but whatever. So Whitney's telling her about the whole situation, and, you know, she's like, you know, Lisa doesn't want anything to do with you anymore, Sarah Paulson. I mean, unless you're gonna give her a role on the next American Horror Story, she doesn't want anything to do with you. And, Angie's like, it's fine, it's okay. Like, I really don't know what to tell you. And, you know, even up to now, I believe I'm really not caught up all with the drama between Lisa and Angie, but they have been arguing back and forth on Instagram and on social media, just posting about each other. They're still calling each other X, Y, and Z, and still talking about this catering business. So I don't know if we'll ever find out the truth. Angie also seemed desperate for camera time when she was talking to Whitney, and then she kind of fell back into the chairs and she fell on the floor in her high heels. I mean, she was just like, oh, I fell. Oh, I'm so drunk. I am so crazy and wild. I am so kooky. Did the cameras get that? Did you get it, Bravo? Did you get production? Everybody, does anybody want me to do it again? I'll do it again if it means I'm going to be in the scene. Are you sure? Because I need all the scenes that I can't get. You sure? Okay, you got it? Okay, never mind. Oh, yeah, I'm so wild. I'm so crazy and drunk. I'm such a fun housewife, isn't it? Isn't this crazy? Am I going to be back for next season? That's the vibe that she gives me. So then everybody's finally all together and they're getting ready for this snow tubing trip that Whitney has thrown together. And I'm like, finally, we get a group scene. I mean, this is what I've been wanting to see from episode 1. It only took like, 70 episodes for us to get it. But regardless, they're all in this parking lot. And then Mary pulls up with a stretch limo. I'm like, oh, I like this, Mary. We're pulling up in style. I loved it. And she's like, you know, it's 60 minutes over there and then 60 minutes back. And I wasn't sure what she was trying to say. But then again, I'm like, oh, wait, she just explained that it's 60 minutes going that way and then 60 minutes going back. So it's 2 hours, because I was counting my fingers. I'm like, wait, how many hours is that? But, you know, I love that everybody's inside, and we got Angie. She's also there, dressed as Kill Bill, and she's also dressed as Alex from Totally Spies. And then we got another contender for a snowflake. Her name is Connie. I'm like, who invited this woman over here? We're good with the cast that we have. We don't need another one, but okay, let's add more women to the mix. And everybody's having a good conversation. You know, everybody's talking, everybody's having drinks. And then Lisa's like, well, I feel some type of way that Angie's on this trip, but you know what? I'm just going to pretend like she's not there. And then Bravo did a really good editing with like making Angie kind of disappear in the same position that she was in. I'm like, how do we do that? I need to learn how to do that. And then Lisa's like, you know, I can, what was her quote? She said, I can forgive and forget. No, I can forget and forget. I can forgive and forget, but sometimes it's better to forget you, or something like that. But I love the quote that she used. I'm like, I love that. You know, I love the quotes this season that some of the wives are using. And then everybody's, you know, again, having a good conversation. They're all drinking champagne or water or whatever. And then I believe it was Heather that was like, oh, let's not drink this or don't drink that because it's going to harden your ovaries. And then Mary's like, no, it's going to do something else to your ovaries. And then Heather's like, oh, okay. And then Lisa's like, wait, is that for real? Like, I'm going to have to Google that. And then Mary gets defensive quickly. She was like, no, why do you have to Google everything? And at first I was lost. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, what happened? I had to rewatch it again. I'm like, did Lisa say something? I thought she was just playing. I mean, I would have said the same thing if somebody would have said that. I'm like, wait, is that true? I mean, I have to Google that as well. But then when she explained it, when they got out of the limo, then I understood it a little bit more because, Mary was just like, no, please don't talk to me like that. Don't try to talk to me like I'm dumb or anything, because me as a black woman, like, what, is it because of that? And now I could understand what she meant. I'm like, oh, okay, because again, we don't know what really goes on behind the scenes, and who knows if Lisa has done this more than once. And, I guess as Mary being the only black woman on the show, I feel like I understand how she can feel with, oh, this other woman, she needs to Google what I have to say. But if somebody else on this cast would have said the same thing, it wouldn't have been a problem. You wouldn't have to Google it. You probably would have just took her word. So I understood what she was trying to say then. I'm like, okay, now that you explain it a little bit deeper, now I get it. As they continue having this conversation outside of the limo, once they get to the tubing place, Lisa's like, let's just drop it right here. But if you come at me like that again, I think we're going to have another conversation. And I'm like, ooh, Lisa, those are fighting words. Like, what do you mean if we have this conversation? Let's have it right now. And then she walks away. And then Mary, by the way, Mary's shoes were so nice. I'm like, ooh, I just kept staring at that the entire time where everybody kept going at it. I'm like, look at those nice high-heeled boots that she has on. I'm like, Mary, if you're watching this, send me those boots in my size. I love them, especially for the snow. And as she walks away, Mary's like, you're a little bit too sensitive. You need to, toughen up a little bit. And then Jenny jumps in and she says her infamous lines that she said a couple episodes ago. She's like, okay, everybody needs to shut the fuck up. I'm like, Jenny, no. Again, just like I said in my last review, when you said that to, I believe it was Jen, you would have got dragged all across the snowfield, because absolutely not. Mary's like, excuse me, no, don't talk to me like that. And Jenny's like, no, I can talk to you whatever the fuck way I want. Right now is not a good day for me. I am not in the mood right now. Please don't try it. And then she walks away, and you can tell Jenny, I don't know if she was red because it was cold, but her cheeks were extremely red. So she was obviously really pissed at something. And, obviously she says that it's because Dewey. And I'm like, okay, you see, you're projecting your issues and your anger to Mary or to whoever. You just so happen to take it out on Mary. And I'm like, no, Jenny, you need to calm down a little bit. I get it that you're going through a lot in your marriage, and you're sensitive because of the specific day or month that we're in this specific scene. But again, you should not be projecting your issues to Mary, because you shouldn't be telling her to shut the fuck up. And Mary's just like, don't talk to me like that. And she's like, I could talk to you whatever the fuck up way I want. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my mom. And she's just going off, and she's just, turning back and walking up on Mary. Nope. She would have turned into a human icicle right then and there. She would have turned into a snowman. I would have grabbed a snowball and just threw it at Jenny in her head. I'm like, who are you talking to? And why are you dropping all these F-bombs? Absolutely not. I get it that you're going through a lot, but you would have been going through even more if I was Mary. And by the way, did anybody see that photo that Jenny posted online of her holding up a black child and saying, oh yeah, this child was crying and needed comfort, and I asked the mom if I could comfort him, so I picked him up and took a picture with him. And then she took a picture with the child and the mom, and I'm like, why are we doing this? I don't know. It was very creepy what she was tweeting. I think it was on Twitter. And I'm like, this is not, I don't think this is what you're trying to go for, Jenny. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what she was really honestly trying to go for, or I'm not sure if she did this, to get ahead of everything that was about to come on this episode, because people probably were going to look at her like, why are you telling another black woman on the show to shut the fuck up for no reason? You're projecting your issues on the only black woman on the show. What are we doing? So Jenny, I don't know, that was a very, very strange and very weird move to do online. Eventually, everybody starts snow tubing. Mary is a little annoyed because she's not dressed for the occasion, well, specifically her shoes. She's just like, well, I wore high-heeled boots to this, and I didn't know that this is what we were coming to. But I'm like, Mary, anything that involves the word snow in the title, you will assume that you wouldn't wear high-heeled anything to it, but at least you look cute because the shoes are beautiful, so I give you that. And she's just annoyed. She's like, I'll do it here and there, but I'm just not going to I'm not going to do the most like everybody else is doing. Everybody else is having fun. They're all throwing themselves down the hill. It was really nice to see. I'm like, oh, that looks so cute. The snow in general, there's just so much you can do with it. And Lisa, she got a little upset at the top because they split teams, right? They were going to do like a little race, and Mary was going to be the judge. And somebody, I think it was Whitney, I believe it was Whitney that asked Jen, oh, Jen, come be on our side. And Lisa's like, wow, so is this the anti-Lisa club now? Like, I can't believe this. Like, nobody wants to be my friend anymore. Nobody wants to be on my team. I can't believe this. How dare they take Jen away from me? But you know what? It doesn't matter. I don't really care. It's fine. I'm going to get Wendy's after this trip. And guess what? I'm not going to share any of my chicken nuggets with them, or my french fries, or my pink lemonade. So it's completely fine. I'm going to go home and take my son, my baby gorgeous, to Wendy's, and we're going to eat together. And I'm not going to invite any of these cross-hearted bitches because they're all obviously not my friends. But it's fine. I'm going to win this race regardless. It's okay. It's fine. You know what? Actually, I'm probably gonna throw a snowball at Whitney's head when she's not looking, so it's fine. But regardless, they go down the race, and I believe it was Jen's team that lost. And it was cute to see them in the snow regardless, and I believe their punishment was that they have to eat at lunch with these bad, terrible, tangled up wigs. As punishment. And Jen was happy to be in disguise right then and there with a different colored wig. She's probably like, the police can't spot me now. They'll never think I'm a redhead. And then Lisa starts talking. She starts talking because Heather asked, I believe Heather was the one that asked Lisa, so what's going on with you and Angie? I mean, what's going on with that? And Angie's like, Lisa, honestly, I just want to know the truth. Did you have anything to do with my catering situation? And Lisa got defensive very, very quickly. I mean, she just starts going off. She's just like, no. And Angie, I can't believe you would think that I would mess up your catering. I would never do such a thing like that. No, I would never do such a thing like that. I really wouldn't. I mean, I can't even say fucking Google anymore because everybody has a fucking problem. When I tell every single one of you, I am not sharing any of my Del Taco or my Wendy's cheeseburgers with any of you, it's because I mean it. I really do mean it, because moving on, I just don't know. It's just, everybody just keeps coming at me. I can't believe you, Angie, would even accuse me of that, because my grandfather was gay, and I know how it feels like to experience all of this. I'm sorry, now I'm fucking crying. I can't believe this. And then Kill Bill, she walks around and she hugs Lisa. So I think they kind of squashed the issue, and I hope that they did, but obviously they didn't, because now they're still fighting on social media. So this was just a cute moment for a couple of seconds. And then I believe it was Heather again. She was stirring the pot. Finally, Heather, you're doing something. She asks Jenny, she's like, Jenny, so are you and Mary, are you two good? And Jenny, I mean, she didn't even apologize. She was just like, oh, Mary, are we good? And then Mary's like, yeah, I guess we're good. But Jenny, you didn't say I'm sorry or, apologize for what you said, for telling Mary, oh, shut the fuck up or calm the fuck down or whatever you said. You didn't apologize for that. So we're good. It's not good enough. But then again, it's not good enough for me in my world. So if it's good enough for Mary, then I guess so. But, Mary, I don't think she even bought it either. But again, Jenny, it was you that started the situation with Mary, because she's like, I just don't like feeling like I'm being attacked. I don't like nobody telling me what to do. I don't like nobody attacking me and my person. But I'm like, nobody was attacking you. You involved yourself in a situation that had nothing to do with you. This was between Lisa and Mary, and you just so happened to get yourself involved by telling Mary, oh, shut the fuck up or calm the fuck down. So nobody was saying anything to you. Mary didn't even attack you or say anything to you. So I was confused by that. All she said was, oh, please don't talk to me like that, or don't drop the F-bomb with me. So again, Jenny, I'm confused as to where you're trying to make your point. I get it that, you're trying to be honest and vulnerable with the group and, let them in on your life and your miscarriages. But at the same time, you're projecting your issue and your anger at somebody who didn't do anything to you. And by saying that they attacked you, I don't see that, So I get what you're trying to say, and I get what you're feeling, especially when she confesses that, that specific day out of all days is the day that her daughter had passed away. And, she's going through a lot of emotions and she's going through it. But again, it gives you no right to just project your anger and your issues on somebody else. And that was the episode, y'all. What did y'all think about this? What did y'all think about this group event? I was so glad and so happy to finally see all the ladies come together, even Connie. I mean, I don't know who she is, but I was glad to see her too. This is what Salt Lake City franchise, this is what they need. They need more group events. We need to see more of this because it looks fun. They could be shady. They could solve their issues or cause more issues between each other. This is what we need. We need to stop this whole 101 sit downs or, having Dewey just be an ass week after week after week. I mean, he already put both his feet in his mouth. So what else is he going to put in his mouth next? His arms? But I like this. So at this point, we need to kind of speed things up. I need to see the helicopters, the FBI, the SWAT team. I need to see that, moving forward quickly. But again, let me know what y'all thought about this episode down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Bye, y'all. Mwah.